Guys, the winter is not stopping me for taking the ice baths. Sitting outside with my Nespresso, double Nespresso, and it's not cold. You see, no chicken bumps. So I'm waiting for the sun to work on my tan in the winter. So make it a great day. Take the ice baths. You don't feel cold anymore, you feel better. I hear a lot of people are sick, feeling sick. I haven't been sick ever since I started to take the ice bath. So it really does something to your biology. It really boosts up your immune system, and that makes you feel stronger. And you don't get sick that easily. Nothing is 100%, but if you can make yourself stronger, there is no reason why you shouldn't do that. And after the age of 35, we are so programmed by the system, school, environment. We have beliefs, we hold beliefs that aren't even true. So it's time to, just look at things in a different way, reevaluate your beliefs, and maybe create new beliefs. Go out there, do research, open your mind, and don't get stuck in the past, because there are a lot of new there's a lot of research done and proven that let's say meditations of Dr. Joe Dispenza are really curing people from diseases. It cured me, so I'm a living proof of that. And we have Wim Hof. A lot of people will say it's insane to get into an ice bath or to get into a cold shower, but if it will improve your health, if it will improve everything in your life, doesn't that, feeling that discomfort of doing something in a different way, wouldn't that be worth it? I think it does. I think for me personally, it would be insanity to keep holding on to the past, to the old beliefs, and staying sick, feeling not good, or repeating the yesterdays over and over and over again, not going anywhere, getting the same results, getting the same pains, the same ills, the same, negative stuff that was yesterday and the days before. It is worth it to get into the future and build a new now, because everything is happening now. The past is happening now. Why? Because you're thinking about it. If you had a trauma 30 years ago, if you keep thinking about that trauma, you will still live it today, where that happened 30 years ago. You are a totally different person. So how is it that you are still feeling, let's say, depressed about things that happened 5 years ago? Problems with your boss, problems with your parents, problems with your spouse, things you stay angry about, or feeling like a victim. It's not you anymore. It was that person in the past. So why would you bring the past into the now? And that is really reliving like you're living in hell, and you're keep playing this movie about bad stuff that happened to you. It is what it is. It happened to you. It's a part of you. But you don't have to live it. You don't have to relive it. Right? So if you want to take the future into the now, that means you have to think about what you really want, how you really want to live, how do you want your health to be. I'm so sick. The doctor says I cannot get better anymore. That's what the doctor, are you believing the doctor and you just say, okay, then I'm going to die? That's insane. That's the old ways. You know, I see people recovering from diseases. I even say, wow, that really happened. Yeah, by meditation, by changing the biology, by changing your personality. And that is changing your cells. And then your cells are getting better. Your body is getting better. And suddenly you have this miracle. Isn't that worth it? Then to say that this conspiracy theory, these are crazy people. It's not so. That is limited thinking. That is really, not loving yourself. If you really want to do better, if you really want to get healthy again, if you really want to have success or want to have success again because you lost it in the past, you have to become that person that has that success, that is healthy, and not the victim of the past, not the person who is rejecting everything because it's not programmed in the system. You have to program in new things. And yes, a lot of things are going to make you feel very uncomfortable. Like an ice bath or a cold shower. 4 minutes or 2 minutes or even 1 minute. But you feel the rest of the day so much better. For 1 minute that you felt uncomfortable. And that is the same with the relationships with people. Some people have a bad relationship with their family or a friend they loved so much, something happened and they're not talking to each other anymore. And then, 6 months pass, a year passes, 2 years passes, and then the thought comes, well, why should I call now? Because you want to call, because you love that person, right? But you're not doing that because the gap became so big and it feels so uncomfortable because you're already expecting that the other person will say, it's your fault, you did this, and you don't want to feel that pain anymore. So you just leave it where it is. That's not greatness. That's being scared. And having fear will never bring you good health or success or anything good for that matter in life. You really have to be the great person that you are. And, just call the person and say, yeah, it's been a long time. Most of the fights you don't even know anymore how it started. Why? And even if you look back, it looks so small because you already moved forward, the other person as well. So many things happened in life that it is not even important anymore. So why do we keep living in the past and not just, be great and step into the world like it is? Not the world the system created with all the lies and all the funny stuff, because that's not the real world, but your world that you make, that you want, the person you want to be, what you want to do, what you want to contribute to this world. Not being a victim, not being sick, not being small, not being dumb, not being, ignorant. We're all ignorant, but raise the bar a little bit on that. Do that for 2023 so that the whole system doesn't control you. So you control you. Because that is the only way to get out of what is happening in the world. Because it's all about control. And if you listen, if you take these ideas and internalize them, they become the truth. But they aren't the truth. They aren't. We make them a truth because we believe them to be so. And we believe that we have so many problems, and we believe there is all these crises, viruses, and of course they are there, but that doesn't mean you have to live in it, because the system doesn't control the universal power. That is something totally different and magical. It really is. It is not a weird story. I have the experiences, a lot of people have the experiences as well. And I'm making this video now, and I wasn't planning on talking about this, but you know, with a cup of Nespresso, you just start talking. But it is true, you know, if you really focus on what you want, even write it down on paper so that you can reread it. If you do that every day, if you send love to 3 people that are really bothering you, can be your boss, your spouse, or whatever, you know, it becomes a habit. It becomes a habit. And when you repeat something long enough, your body starts to believe it. It is true. This is how the mind and the body works. That's why the system, when you hear governments say things on television, there are words in there they repeat constantly, and they are triggers. If that goes into your subconscious mind, and every time they come on the television or you read the paper and that word comes up, it triggers. And you say, yeah, that is true. I know it's true. You don't know why it's true, but you know it's true. Why? Because the information is already there. It's programming. It's mass programming. And that is not a conspiracy theory. That is, you know, if you really learn a little bit about psychology, and you learn a little bit about quantum physics, how these powers of the universe to and through you are working, your perception becomes very different. And you're going to try these things out. And I started to try them out with wanting to have a parking space, for instance, you know, in busy streets where you're not able to park. Boom, 1 space is free. It's insane. These things happen. So you go further and further and further, and then you want to have more money. Money comes. Then you want to improve your health. The health starts to come. Sometimes you'll have to do things like these cold showers that are very uncomfortable, but they are a part of that process of getting better. That is something you probably need to do to get better. So why would you stay sick because you not want to take a cold shower for 1 minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes? Why? That's insane. That's insane. Why would you reject something that could make you better in health, as I said before? Because the old ways, because people around you are saying that is not possible. You have this. I know a lot of people having this illness too, and they died. They got sicker, and they have all these pills. That is all stopping that belief that is already programmed there. And you're rejecting that one thing that could undo the whole thing, and you didn't do it. Why not? Because you don't believe it. And if you don't believe it, you cannot become it. You cannot have it. You only get what you believe. Because what you believe is what you expect. So if you expect, you know, to lose everything you have, it will come. If you expect in very difficult times like now, you know, financially, if you expect good things to come and that it will not affect you, it will get better for you. And people will say, oh, you're just lucky because this and this happened to you. That didn't happen randomly. That happened because you made sacrifices. That happened because you focused on it. It happened because you created that belief by practicing it over and over. Whether it's a lie or not, you say, okay, I want to have more money. I don't have it now. So if you look at your current situation and it isn't there, then it isn't there. You believe it isn't there because it isn't there physically. So you internalize it that it isn't there. So more things break down, cost you more money. So it's a spiral downwards, not upwards. And then people start to hope, wish, and become a victim, because hoping and wishing doesn't help in that situation. You have to demand. You have to demand. So that means you have to internalize a totally different idea, a vision of yourself in a completely different timeline, in a different situation. And if you start to believe that, then that energy that is sent out through other people and circumstances, it's not really that magical if you start to understand it. Through other people and circumstances, suddenly things starts to improve. And you have no idea how it's going to be done, by who, by what. You don't know. But that is not very interesting, to think about. The only thing you want to think about is, how do I want to live? How do I want to feel? Do I want to be healthy? Do I want to be financially okay? Do I want to have success in that what I'm doing? Yes, then you have to physically also work. If I want to become better as a, in composing, I wanted to say as a composer, I'm not a composer. If I want to become better, I can not only sit and think about it, I really have to sit behind the computer. And I really have to practice the steps that are needed so I gain understanding how to do something. Yeah, but that costs a lot of time, and I don't have the time, because then you don't get it. If you make excuses why you don't have the time, nothing improves. You get what you think about. That's really true. But I'm going to sit behind the computer, and even though, it's not showing that I'm a Hans Zimmer, that doesn't matter for me. If I can be 1% better than I was yesterday, it's already amazing. If I am 1% worse than I was yesterday, I'm going in the wrong direction, and that is where most people are going. They're taking all these problems. Oh, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. The newspaper is saying this is going to happen. That is going to happen. It's not even what you want, right? So why would you internalize that these ideas that enforce that idea they're throwing at you, and then you can say, you see, it's there. Yeah, for you and for the people who are also, thinking in that way, but not for the people who are not doing that. Yeah, they are just lucky. They were already, no, that doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be the truth, because people who came from nothing became something. People who were sick became healthy. It's not true that they were always, already at the top. So think about this today, Go check out Joe Dispenza. Go check out Wim Hof. Think about, write down what you really would love to do. Get out of your comfort zone. The comfort zone is really, where you feel so comfortable, and if something happens, it's just not the time to do it. Do it. Feel uncomfortable. Go for it. I'm speaking very soft because, I don't want everyone to hear that I'm speaking such an amazing things, because these neighbors I'm having are also very formed by the system, so probably think when they hear me speaking, this is an insane guy who's saying all these things. So I keep the voice down a little. Oh, my coffee is getting cold. Never let your coffee get cold. So it's a long video, 20 minutes, my God. I just wanted to say, go for the ice bath. But try it out, think about it, and I really hope it will help you in the new year 2023, and that we're not controlled by the system anymore, but that we live our own lives because we created our own life, and help others do it as well, right? Help each other. Don't laugh at other people because they make mistakes. Help them. Show them you're human. Don't show them you're an asshole. Help people, and just be patient with people who are not yet there. That is what I want to say. I want to share, and see you on the next video.